up, get the likes up, get the likes up.
Damn.
So, y'all seen what's transpired with Candace Owens? How she got kicked off or got fired from her network?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And seemingly now she's working this. Yeah, she got fired. Ben Shapiro, I guess, is part owner of that network she was on. They fired her. They were saying that she was, making anti-Semitic comments and things of that nature. And so noticeably, I noticed this. I don't know if you guys have. She's been working the black circuit, so to speak. She was on Fresh and Fit. However people feel about them, they say they black, whatever. Joe Buttons, Breakfast Club, etc. Right. Now her husband's white, and so I wanted to ask you guys, does that make a difference? But can you sleep white and talk black? Or do you lose credibility?
You definitely can.
You definitely can.
Let's do this. Let's go. Let's get the definitive yes or no, and then we'll get commentary and context after. All right, BMU, what you think?
Yeah, you can.
Uncle Rick?
Yes.
Hink?
Yeah.
Will?
Without a doubt.
Illa? Ella, what's good?
The question.
Can you get the
witness is hostile, Your Honor.
Can you sleep? Can you sleep white and talk black? God damn it!
Talk black? No. Talk truth? Yes.
All right. Well, we're gonna get your context after. It's feeling like a some answer, but we'll wait for the context. Mr. Fantastic. Look, here you go with that. And what'd you say?
I think he froze up.
Put him in the fucking bedroom. Get him out of here. Come on.
Eblack.
No.
My bad, Eblack. I froze up. What'd you say?
No.
JT?
Yes.
All right, let me see. Black man. What's your context?
Well, I mean, you see people did it in the civil rights movement. Half the money came from Sidney Poitier. And what was the other actor name?
Harry Belafonte.
Harry Belafonte. They both were married to white women. And a large majority of their money went into the civil rights movement for things to happen for our people. So, I see it happen there. So, I mean, what's the difference now?
The money. So you're saying because they contributed money, that automatically qualifies them?
No, not just that, but the way that they were there, like the way they were active. They was out marching and they were donating all they stuff from their movies to these people. Like they just did a lot. They were on the bus with these people. Like they were very active in the civil rights movement. Like really big in the civil rights movement.
Is it Harry Belafonte that was also a huge advocate for LGBTQ?
Yes.
I don't know that.
Yes.
Yeah. And so like how does that yeah, so like people actually thought he was gay, but he was just such an advocate. People often just, put shit together, right? But he wasn't,
Right.
So like how does that work, right? Like
I didn't know he supported Aisle 5 at Walmart. However, I think that damn, that's hard, Harry. You making it hard for your boy. Let me get over to Sidney Poitier, man. I don't know if I want to. I don't even know.
Nah.
That might have been a pause moment with Black Man just said there.
Yeah, he wilding. He's also backpedal now.
Motherfucker, look at him.
Let me say this though. Like, I mean, for him to be an advocate for that, I guess that's his choice. I think that he feel like he needed to do that. I wanted to focus on the damn civil rights movement. Damn, I didn't know he was a huge advocate in that. I don't know what made him do that. I don't know if it was a family member, maybe a child, or something that made him want to be a huge advocate for that. Or he just wanted to do it. I don't know.
He was old and out of fight. So he went. He was old already, black man.
Damn.
I don't know what y'all tripping for, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? Malcolm X used to hit white bitches.
Yeah.
But he stopped.
Don't. I understand. But shit, white. Hey, you don't just fall off. It fall off your whole facts. Once you jump into the Nation of Islam.
Nah.
Right. So y'all gonna say she can talk black. She can talk back, but not being white. But y'all let Joe Biden say y'all ain't black if y'all don't vote for him.
Oh my God!
I ain't vote for him.
Y'all hold on. I got cases. I got y'all let Chucks and Pearls, right? Because she put on some Timberlands, even though she not really this. Y'all let that go to y'all head too, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
See, y'all pick and choose who y'all like when it comes to that political shit. Once y'all realize everybody in the same pot, y'all be 95% there.
Okay. Damn. Go ahead, Hank.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, just like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was one of the vocal voices of black rights, but yet he was married to a white woman. So I mean, you have a lot of them. Look, at the end of the day, as long as they speaking on our cause is going to try to move us forward, I'm all for it, man. I'm all for it.
I think it's. I don't think I'm not all for it. I think it's about sincerity and what your true intentions to the cause are. If you are contributing to other ethnicity groups, if you're saying that you love black families, if you're saying you're looking for the upliftment of black families, you can only show it through your action. You cannot sit here and then say, well, you know what? I love the black woman, but I don't love her enough to find one. I don't love her enough to see the beauty in her. I don't love her enough to like hold on and abstain from sex with other groups of people just to find the perfect queen. I think it's really disingenuous when brothers do that. And look, I get it. There's a lot of people who will find love in wherever situation they're at. But I think when you're talking about authentic movements and actually trying to influence, especially black family life and culture, I think you have to put your proof in action. You have to be that. I can't sit here and say I love black business and never shop black businesses. I can't sit here and say I love black clothing and never own a black brand. I can't sit here and do a lot of the things without actually showing proof with my actions. So no, I think it's cool. Look, everybody can sleep with whoever they want to, but I just want to say that I'm going to give you the side eye. I'm going to give you the Umar Johnson side eye. Like,
not the Umar Johnson. That's a bad example.
So E-Black. So you don't think these people still don't have the black experience? Just because I married a white woman don't mean I ain't deal with the same black issues as a man as you ain't.
Well, you look at one of the prime examples, which is Jack Johnson. He's the reason that the Mann Act even came about in the first place. And just because he messed around with white women, you don't think that he went through some of the trials and tribulations that most black people. He even spoke about it openly, about how it is that he was treated as a black man. He was regarded as one of the first black heavyweight champs, but he still went through all of those discriminations just because he was black.
Will, Jack Johnson did what the fuck he wanted to do. Did you watch his documentary?
He was a beast.
Ain't nobody fucking with Jack Johnson. No. Jack Johnson was not dealing with shit like regular niggas.
No, he wasn't, but he spoke up. He spoke up for the average black man, right? No, and the thing was that black man should be able to do what they want, be what they want, and all this, like the other good stuff, regardless of his things that he did outside of that. Because I mean, come on now, there's only so many white women you can transfer across state lines so they come look for you.
Yeah. Ella,
what you think?
Black, you voted for Barack Obama because you said he was black. That's the reason why you voted for him. But yet he's biracial. You still gonna accept him?
I didn't vote for Obama just because he was black. I thought he was the most qualified candidate, and especially in regards to politics, I think, of course, I didn't like George Bush. I think the Republican Party is a shell of an institution that's a front for corporate greed and 10%. I'm sorry, he was the best candidate that was put forward on that side. So I would have voted for any Democrat during that particular time. Barack Obama was the guy, and that's the one I'm running. But back to your point in regards to being mixed,
George Bush wasn't a factor though, you black.
Just because I don't necessarily agree with somebody's action doesn't necessarily mean that I won't support them. I can support you if you have a white a baby mama or a white wife. I can support you. I can listen to you, but at the exact same time, I'm gonna give you that side eye and be like,
So you saying that's not? So what you saying is that you can't be pro-black for real?
You can
Just
be
because of
pro-black.
that?
You can be
But
pro-black, but you're gonna get that side eye.
So the thing is, the premise is this
Do
though.
you how pro-black is you gonna give him a side? He's black.
Yeah.
Hold
So
on,
what's
go
the
ahead, G.
premise though? Is it because you can't procreate with and make black kids or whatever? What's the real premise for you not being that disqualify you for being able to still be pro-black?
I'm not disqualifying anybody. I'm just saying what your sincerity is. People can be insincere on their efforts. You can say that, hey, I support black families and I support black lives, and you can have all these things that you want to do, but you can be really insincere about what you're actually doing. Sometimes it's for personal reasons. Sometimes it's for acceptance and clout within a community group. So yeah, you can still be pro-black, but at the same time, I'm not going to take your effort as sincere, because you're really not for the cause. You're really just for a selfish reason, and we're going to figure that out.
Okay. Let me see.
Ain't most
Go ahead,
people
Illa.
know people.
Hold on. Let me get Illa. Let me get Illa in, because y'all can go back and forth to the cows come home. What'd you think, Illa? You want
muted? Double muted. Illa, you're double muted.
My fault. I think first of all, whoever you choose to be with, I think that's your prerogative. You know what I mean? It's hard out here. Sometimes we're blessed enough to be with somebody from our own culture. Sometimes we might, not saying it's not a blessing to deal with somebody from your own culture, but it's just not ideal in a lot of cases. In this racial atmosphere in this country, it may create a lot of pushback for you. However, when it comes to being pro-black, I think the optics and the bottom line of how you want people to follow and listen to you would come off better if you're with somebody from your own race. That's why I said it's the difference between being pro-black, being pro-truth. Now, if you're just about what makes sense and what's logical, I'm not going to hold you to who you're dating, because you're just dealing with what makes sense for humanity. You know what I'm saying? Pro-black is a specific train of thought for specific people specifically. So if you're going to talk about pro-blackness, you can do it with a person from a white race. But I just think the optics it's going to be hard for people to just put their energy into your message if you're just speaking for that. But if you're just saying, hey, I'm about what makes sense for all humans, for all mankind, logical arguments for mistreatment, I don't think we're going to hold, me personally, I'm not going to hold you to a standard of just being with our people, because truth is but one. It's not a whole bunch of truth. It's only one truth. There's only one form of logic. It's not three different types. Intelligence, logic, sensibilities is one thing. So I think that's colorless. But I think when people say the word pro-black, I think you're going to be held to a certain standard of that. That's like me. If I say I'm whatever, if I say I'm Muslim, I say I'm whatever, I'm going to be held to the criteria of what it means to be a Muslim. And to be a pro-black person means that you're about your people. So how could you be so much about your people and so much about your kind if they're not even good enough to procreate with you? It's just the optics of that. It's just not going to make sense for your own argument. But like I said, it's different between pro-black and pro-truth. And I feel like Candace Owens, I think she's just a pro-truth person. So I don't hold her to the standards of Malcolm X. I just hold it to the standard of somebody who's just a truth, who's just exposing what makes sense and what's logical. And that's cool.
Hey, Cellulite.
Hold on, Eblack, real quick. I just want to. So Illa, does what she says in terms of the black community, does it lose any credibility because her husband is white?
Not to me, because she never came off like somebody who was saying, I'm black and I'm proud, say it loud. She just was somebody who was saying, hey, this country is corrupt. These are certain groups of people and groups of organizations that are corrupt and they're undermining American values. I don't hold her to that standard. You know what I'm saying? Like Rick said, motherfuckers be picking and choosing anyway. It's like people don't be doing their homework on politics. They vote by based on somebody's black. It's the people that's black that mislead us the most, because we don't think when we see a black face. We just align ourselves with us. They could be ratchet, they could be gangster, they could be disrespectful. If they were a black man or black woman, we listen to them as if they got something to say. So I'm not judging your validity of your argument based on who you land with. If you make sense, you make sense. If you look like me, that's a plus. If not, oh well. It's about the truth. So our people don't be really doing their due diligence on anybody that speaks in front of them. They automatically discount a white person. They automatically include a black person. They don't know these people's politics, and they don't do none of that. Like Ricky said, like they was cool with Joe Biden saying you're not black. So who is pro-black at this point?
I see. Go ahead, Eblack. My bad.
I was gonna say, Will, you got a Detroit hat on. That's for the Tigers, right?
Well, who you talking to?
Will.
The D on the Detroit hat is for Detroit.
Okay, so that's your city, that's your team, that's what you represent, right? Now, if I see you tomorrow rocking a Yankee fitted, and you talking about I represent New York, won't I look at you kind of funny, like, man, you really don't represent the team that you supposedly represent, because you're not gonna see me with a Yankee fitted on. I don't care.
I mean, and even in that, if I'm just taking the context of what you just said, my girl is from New York, so if you see me in a New York hat, I'm just representing her.
Maybe he just bought the cap because it was on sale.
You see what I'm saying? See, when it comes down to representation of physical constructs, even in the premise of the Black community, we understand that optics do play a huge part in a lot of things. It helps. It makes people cast judgment onto the things that you say, because especially when you present in one way and you're speaking another, it will make people question the things you say. But if you remove the person, just like right now, we're all up here on camera. If all of our cameras was off and we was all speaking in white terminology or speaking about white problems or speaking about white politics, and no one never knew us, no one never knew we was white until we came up on the camera.
Or until you hear our voice, though. What you saying, like taking out that you can hear if somebody's Black?
If you remove the representation, right? I'm sorry, not representation. If you remove the presentation and you only listen to the message,
okay,
regardless of how the vernacular comes out or the dialect comes out, that word.
Okay.
Yeah,
I see.
Yeah,
but the fact that you can't do that is the conversation we're having. So the fact that you can't unsee certain things, and she has a white husband, and when Illa and Eblack are expounded on pro is for, right? And so we look at the marriage construct with people still heavily agree that is the quickest way to wealth. So you use that construct with a person of a different race, you would just be disqualified from being pro-Black at that point, right? Because technically, for Black people would mean being with a person that is of the same ilk as you.
But that would also mean that if you had a white wife and she dated or married you, that means she's pro-Black because she's for Black. She's with you.
Not necessarily.
Are you taking away from the person? Because I mean, if we stick into the white wife concept, or in this situation, we're talking about Candace Owens and a white male husband.
Just as an example, but go ahead, go where you want to go.
Right. But yeah, does that mean that takes away from what it is that we as Black people are trying to reach just because of who she dates? Or is it really a problem that we question her relationship, or are we questioning the ethics behind like the goal that you're trying to push?
I'm trying to figure it out.
Well, let me ask you this, Will, right?
Sure.
Like if you run for mayor or something, like in DC as an example, you have to live in the city to run for mayor, right? Yeah. And so to understand and speak on the issues, you have to be in it to an extent. Right? So when you remove yourself with the most important construct for most people, does that take away from your credibility? Does that line of logic? You know what I mean?
It lines up, but here's where I would call question. Does it take away from the accreditation of the person, regardless of where they at or where they coming from? It's all about where they've been. So in Candace Owens' situation, she comes from a Black community. She comes from a Black family. I don't know where she was born and raised at. Y'all know more about that than I do.
Yeah, she come from West Hartford. That would be majority white.
Okay, so but her family is Black, right?
Yes.
And her family has a Black background. I don't know where her family's from. Do we discredit her Blackness just because she married a white man?
No, that's a problem. They do, but they shouldn't.
Yes, we should.
No, you shouldn't. And shout out to Black Man earlier, right? He talked about Harry Belafonte and Sidney Poitier, but your most famous Black leaders were all about the pink toes, bro. MLK was fucking with them white girls before and during his marriage. Are we gonna throw MLK out the door? Of course not, right? So again, he's the epitome of you can be for the cause and still be in them white draws, brother. So no, man, if the person is making sense, they make sense. The biggest issue and problem that niggas have is niggas are quick to disqualify someone over something that's irrelevant to the point. Truth is truth, no matter who's telling it. And especially if that,
Yeah. They look to disqualify somebody because of the optics. They don't agree with the optics, Mr. Fantastic.
It goes even
well, again, like I said, there's no better optics in the example of both MLK and Malcolm X, two of the most prolific leaders of blackness, black thought, black everything. So unless you're gonna throw those two men out the window, which of course you literally can't do it, the argument is nonsensical.
I think you're confusing dating. I think you're confusing dating and marriage.
Let's do this real quick. Let's do Eblack 30 seconds, Illa 30 seconds. All right, and then I got a couple more topics.
I think you're confusing dating and marriage. Yes, Malcolm X may have slept with some white girls. Martin Luther King may have slept with some white girls, but they built black family institutions in life. This is what they put in their actions, their words, their speech, their motivations were put into action with how they lived in their personal life. Yeah, every man is going to sleep with women. That's a given fact. But what they chose to build with and what they chose to leave on this earth is still black family and still black life. So that's that. I don't agree with that point.
Frederick Douglass married a white woman
after he married a black woman.
Thank you.
And he had children with a black
well, let's go ahead, Illa. Go ahead.
I think the problem is people keep mixing the messages. You can be pro-truth. I think when you try to put Candace Owens in a category of being pro-black is where things go left. And we don't have to put in that category because she never put herself in that category. Malcolm X and Martin Luther King put themselves in the category of being a face for black people and black culture. And that's what they was held to, and that's what they married. So if they wasn't talking that'd be different. But Candace Owens never came out and said, I'm pro-black and I'm all for the black people and the black race. So I don't even think she need to be put in that conversation. She's about American people. If you happen to be black, if you happen to be white, she's about Americans first and American standards and American politics and Americans first. So I don't put her in that category. I think the only issue is when people try to put her in the category of being a pro-black person when she never said she was.
Can I speak to that also?
Let's do this. Let's get two more responses and then we got a few more topics. But it's interesting. But I think that we gave we have 432 people in the chat. We gave them enough to think about to where they can make a sensible decision about who's right or wrong so far. So let's get JT, Mr. Fantastic, and then we'll move forward. Feel me?
All right. So people, black folks, they consider Maya Angelou pro-black, and she married a white man twice. She married two white men, and she married one of them twice.
Yep.
You also have what's that guy named Bayard Rustin? He's supposed to be considered pro-black. Bayard Rustin. He was not only was he dating. Well, only did he have a person that was white, but the person was a man. So how do we do this whole thing of pro-black?
That's a what?
That's still a contradiction. Whether black people, the problem is black people. Just because mad black people accept something, don't mean everybody got accepted. I don't think they pro-black. I think they said they was, but I don't think they was. I don't hold Candace to that because she never said she was. So to me, she could date whatever she wanted to date. I'm still gonna listen to.
But the majority do. The majority do hold them as that.
Majority of people voted for Joe Biden. Majority of people.
I think we're adding to it. The question wasn't pro-black. He just said, "Can you speak black?" So you can speak black without being pro-black. There's a lot of people that speak black and that hope for a better outcome for black people that aren't quote unquote pro-black. So if you add the pro-black thing to it, that's another layer. But can you speak black and sleep white or marry white or do whatever? Of course you can. And that's why I was speaking to the exact question. All those men, without question, MLK, Malcolm X are the epitome of it. And then, like you said, not just Bayard Rustin, JT, James Baldwin. James Baldwin was a brother fucker, okay? And they, you know what I'm saying, touted him as one of the leaders when all he did was, he tried to, weave in that activity. So again, no, if you are truth is truth, no matter who's telling them.
Yeah, and so I think that was Illa's.
It's two levels to it.
Yeah, but that was Illa's initial point where she can speak truth, but when you say pro, which is a part of the question, I'm glad you guys went there. right? The technicalities of being for something, you can disqualify yourself. Doesn't mean that what you're saying is wrong, you know? So I think those two things aren't mutually exclusive. So I think that was a pretty fair point overall. You know what I mean? Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. T.O. was popping with a 10 out. Says, I know when my bro ended up meeting an old thing I messed with, not girlfriend, when I went to Africa for a few months, he still did his thing, but with her, but he ain't take her serious. Yeah. Advantage was popping with the 7 Canadians. Says, every time you start cracking on your homie, he give you that look, and you know you gotta shut the fuck up. Ain't no fucking way. Vincel was popping with the 20 ball. Said, this is a familiar convo. I remember hearing most dudes don't want they bro with they old hoes because some men was doing sus, kinky, reckless, or disgusting things with they jump offs. You want to bros knowing you like the groceries ate. So that's why niggas don't be wanting them. I don't know, man.
Sends his regards.
Yeah. You know how I love money.
Salute. Ty, appreciate you with the $5. Team Fatty in the building was popping. With the €5 says, if Chaotic can be called an Uncle Tom and marry black, you can definitely marry white and still be pro-black. T.O. with the $2 says, so are mixed kids black or not? Lorenzo with the $2 says, you are what your father is at 3 exclamation points. Darren with the $5. Shalom. He says, Tobit 4 and 12. Why would you want to marry the daughter of your slave master? Why would you marry a lesser woman? My brother Tony Golden gifted 1 membership. Salute.
What up, buzzing, bird, flip a dozen. Holla at your boy.
You thought your cousin wasn't? Welcome to the family, man. Whoever got it, please maintain it. Romello with the $2 says, shapes and symbols, constructs are our reality. Salute, Romello. BATL was popping with the $5. Great panel! Exclamation point. Thank you for displaying intelligent, mature black men. -1, Mr. Fantastic.
brother.
Just kidding. Great conversation. TL with the $5 says, she just didn't run into a black man that fit her standard before she met the white man. So was she supposed to just find any black man to procreate with? Yeah, I mean, when she was talking, she was just talking about the intellectual nature of her husband, you know, whatever. But we'll let the people decide, man. 446 people in the building. Get the likes up. Get the likes up. Get the likes up. And we out.